Hi, today we're going to talk about how climate change is affecting one of the most important industries that most companies depend on, the ocean shipping industry. Did you know that the international shipping industry is accountable for transporting 90% of the world's trade? It's huge, isn't it? The shipping industry, it's been around for a long time. It's one of the oldest industries and it still plays an important role in our modern society today. Today, over 55,000 cargo ships are active in international trade. The fleet is represented in over 150 countries, crewed by over 1.5 million sailors working around the world. The different types of cargo being transported are goods for consumers, food, raw materials, car and fuel, just to name a few of them. Of all the main modern transportations, shipping is the lowest emitter in terms of amount of CO2 emitter per ton of goods transported per kilometer. About 20 million of containers are traveling across the oceans every day. Now let's look at how climate change is affecting this industry.
Recent studies seem to show that climate change, and more specifically global warming, is having an effect on the behavior of tropical storms. The warming temperatures of the sea surface can intensify tropical storm winds, giving them more destructive power. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts an increase in Category 4 and 5 hurricanes as a likely result. Rising sea levels also make future coastal storms such as hurricanes much more damaging. This increase will amplify coastal storm surges. Much of a hurricane's damage to ports and docks is related to coastal flooding. In addition, coasts affected by hurricanes are shifting poleward. Higher global temperatures are expanding the tropical regions. The changing locations and patterns of these storms will put lives and property at stake in areas that may not have contingency plans yet. The results on the shipping industry are many. Shipping operations come to a halt when a hurricane is nearby. Ports suspend their operations entirely. Shipping operators who can reroute their ships will do so, but it is easier said than done, as massive fuel charges can be incurred even with slight reroutes. Supply chain ripple effects will occur, especially for transports carrying fuel of any sort, and ports become overburdened with extra cargo, incurring delay charges. Another consequence of climate change and global warming is the increase in the amount of icebergs in shipping lanes. As sea temperatures increase, more ice melts as the world's poles. As the poles melt rate increases, more icebergs will break off and drift into the ocean. The North Atlantic is the only place where major shipping lanes intersect with large iceberg populations, because most of these icebergs are coming from tidewater glaciers on the west coast of Greenland. Over the past 2 decades, we've seen the highest number of icebergs in the North Atlantic ever recorded. The consequences of this for shippers are operations are forced to reroute their ships and suffer costly fuel charges. The icebergs disrupt oil and gas rigs, forcing them to lasso icebergs and pull them away, costing resources and time. The icebergs also trap fishing boats and cut off ferry services, as well as damage or sink vessels. But it's not only major ocean shipping lanes that are being disrupted by climate change. The Great Lakes and St. Lawrence River corridor, one of North America's most used trade channels, is experiencing the effects of climate change as well. Warming climates, droughts, and overuse are draining critical water sources. The results are ports and docks that are no longer usable due to declining water levels. These ports and docks are forced to spend substantial resources to relocate their shipping centers.